What makes uturn so good? Like, it's a base 70 power bug type move. How could it possibly be any good? The switch out seems annoying, and there's way better moves out there if you want coverage. For beginning players, this line of thinking is obviously common, but I found that pretty advanced players are quick to misunderstand the true impact of uturn as well. I think mastering this move can instantly jump your skill up in a big way. When it comes to claiming the match's momentum, it's easily the best move in the game, and let me tell you why. U-turn is a move that forces you to swap out upon using it, hitting the opponent first and then asking you to choose a Pokemon to replace it. The most important part of this is if your opponent chooses to swap their own Pokemon, you get to choose your Pokemon after the swap. This lets you always field your best Pokemon against whoever they put in that turn. Let me illustrate this with an example. You've got a Choice Scarf boosted Flygon in against your opponent's Cinderace, and you know they're going to make a switch. But you don't know if they're going to go to their Steel type, predicting you Dragon Claw, or their Flying type, predicting you to use Earthquake. At this point, you can make a difficult 50-50 guess and try to kill whatever they bring in, but if you guess wrong, you're now choice locked against an opponent that completely walls you, and they'll have an entire turn to attack whoever you bring in, remove your entry hazards, set up their own entry hazards, or even use a boosting move to attempt a sweep. It's fair to say that if you guess wrong, you'll be losing what we call momentum. Luckily for you though, you have a handy third option that covers whichever Pokemon they go to, U-turn. If they go to a Steel type, boom, you get a free switch into your Fire type, or vice versa for the Flying type. That momentum we just talked about is now completely on your side. I've said it before, but switching is the strongest move in Pokemon and the entire basis of competitive play. Any move that gives you a risk-free advantage against these switches, like Stealth Rocks or U-turn, is extremely potent. Now, when you bring in a Choice Scarf Pokemon to revenge kill an enemy, it can't just go for the obvious switch to Toxapex every time, because now you get to bring in your Excadrill to threaten it out for free. Little interactions like this can keep the game's pace in your favor more than you think and prevent you from playing off your back foot. There's also a partner to this move called Volt Switch. It's a special electric type attack, also with 70 base power. In terms of dealing damage, it's usually a bit more potent than U-turn, but as a trade-off, ground types are immune to this move, like they are to all electric moves, so it's got much more counterplay to it than U-turn. This is one of the reasons Rotom Wash is such a good Pokemon in seemingly every generation. Its bulkiness and Volt Switch lets it be used as a frequent switch-in, but it also has access to Hydro Pump to disincentivize ground types from swapping in willy-nilly. Parting Shot is another similar move introduced in the 6th generation and lowers the enemy Pokemon's attacking stats by 1 stage. This is pretty amazing, but so few Pokemon get access to this move that it doesn't really see much usage. Take a look at this replay from a Gen 5 OU game I played earlier today. I keep going for U-turn and Volt Switch over and over again, and even though the opponent is making switches to beat them, finds himself on the back foot over and over again and can't get any momentum. Rotom Wash and Scizor are notorious for their role in what we call Volturn teams. And honestly, they don't take a lot of skill to play. Now, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but a common misconception that I see fairly advanced Pokemon players make is overvaluing the importance of the damage that U-turn deals. Look, a 70 base power bug move is nothing to sneeze at, and some mons like a Choice Band and Scizor can do absolutely crushing damage with a good U-turn, but the damage of U-turn is generally unimportant when compared to its momentum sealing nature. So if you're thinking to yourself, damn, the U-turn on my Choice Scarf Hydreigon is really putting in work, I'm getting a lot of usage out of it, I wonder if I should give it some attack EVs to maximize its U-turn damage. Just stop right there. Turning that 5% U-turn into a 7% U-turn is going to do nothing for your team and just weaken your Hydreigon's actually useful special attacks. The damage that this move does is not what makes it good, and it's not important. But, kind of qualifying side note, the fact that it does even a little bit of damage makes this move great to deal with enemy Focus Sash Pokemon. A Focus Sash Alakazam, in theory, can dish out huge damage to any Pokemon and can't even be killed by a priority move. But if you squeeze in a U-turn to break the sash, now you're cooking with gas, and now it's much less threatening. Now, of course, the move isn't perfect. Very often, I'll find myself U-turning on an enemy Pokemon expecting a switch, but they'll stay into attack. This can be pretty frustrating. So you need to learn that even using U-turn can require a prediction onto itself. But otherwise, that's going to do it for today. Try slotting some Volturn Pokemon into your teams, and see if you can ease some of your decision making. A slower Pokemon U-turning after an opponent functions completely differently from a faster one U-turning preemptively. And this is a relationship best explored through your own play, so give it a shot. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments. I'm still looking for material to do some more Pokemon Explain shit, so I'd appreciate any questions really. Any subscribers or likes would be greatly appreciated too. Thanks.